Hey everyone, Zelda Conqueror here, and today I'll be giving a theory on the Earth Temple from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. However, let us begin by looking at the events that took place before The Wind Waker. According to the prologue in the beginning of the game, after the hero of time departed, Ganondorf's seal mysteriously broke, and although there wasn't a hero at the time, his suspicions of the Master Sword still worried him enough that he decided to kill the two sages, the Earth Sage Laruto and the Wind Sage Fado. The gods had no choice but to flood Hyrule along with Ganondorf. However, they knew that to seal Hyrule's people away with the kingdom would only grant Ganondorf's wish for the destruction of the land. Therefore, the people who would build a new civilization above the floodwaters were commanded to flee to the mountaintops. This event was known as the Great Flood. When the flood took place, a giant magical barrier protected the entire kingdom and kept time in Hyrule frozen as long as the Master Sword was not pulled from its pedestal. Despite the gods' efforts, Ganondorf mysteriously escaped and made his base in the Forsaken Fortress, infesting the Great Sea with creatures, kidnapping young girls with pointed ears, hoping to find Zelda. When Link removed the Master Sword from its pedestal, Hyrule became unfrozen and Ganondorf's true power became unsealed. When Link confronts Ganondorf in the Forsaken Fortress, he tells him the blade has lost its power and that its edges are dull. This is because of Ganondorf murdering the two sages Laruto and Fado, whose prayers to the goddesses kept the sword's power contained. However, Ganondorf placed a barrier seal denying Link access as both temples could be accessible from Hyrule. There is, however, another entrance, which is Hyrule's mountaintops, which are now the Great Sea Islands. Link then gathers Medli and Maikar, awakening them both as sages and conquering the temples to reach their shrine of worship, in order to restore the Blade of Evil's Bane back to its former glory. The Earth Temple is one of the few temples in the Wind Waker that speaks for itself. The Earth Temple is a mausoleum, much like the Shadow Temple that stores Redeads, Stalfos, and Blue Bubbles, etc. The use of the Earth Temple is for the sage to pray to the gods, while the use for the Shadow Temple was imprisonment and torture during the Hyrulean Civil War, which takes place when Link was a baby in Ocarina of Time. Throughout the dungeon, you encounter a variety of enemies, mostly undead, and the dungeon's puzzle seems to resemble that of the Spirit Temple. I believe the Earth Temple to be the predecessor of the Shadow Temple from Ocarina of Time. Both temples have similar runes such as the entrance. Does this room seem familiar? This room looks almost like the Wind Waker design, but Ocarina has more of a diamond shape, while Wind Waker looks like a dreidel, which is symbolic for a miracle taking place. Each room also contains their own kinds of floor masters. Both songs sound familiar, as they both have an echoed scream that seems to symbolize resentment and sorrow. Skulls are also found throughout both dungeons. In Ocarina of Time, you can see this throughout the rooms in the Shadow Temple, all gathered in a pile which I believe are the tortured victims from the war. In the Wind Waker, skulls can be destroyed throughout the Earth Temple, and it can be seen on every door. They are also depicted on the walls, along with diagrammatic symbols, and writing relating to death such as the number 6 written all over, which represents the devil when 3 6s combine. 666. One thing I noticed was the lack of torture devices in the Earth Temple. In Ocarina of Time, there were numerous torture devices in the Shadow Temple, such as guillotines, blade traps, floor traps. The only possible similarity of torture or imprisonment I found was a cell and the blue fog due to it cursing its victims that touch it. The item you acquire in this temple is the Mirror Shield, which doesn't tie into the Shadow Temple. My theory is that when Zelda sent Link back in time, the items he had as an adult were scattered across Hyrule in honor of him. The room before the boss in the Shadow Temple is similar to the Earth Temple's room because both are to be avoided by using the hover boots or the Deku Leaf in order to not suffer from falling. Surprisingly, there isn't much to say about the boss Jadhala. it doesn't bear any similarities to Bongo Bongo as far as I'm concerned. Jalhala is merely just a giant masked sphere whose body is made of 15 poles that merge with it. However, when you enter the boss room, you can see the 15 poles running around to what it appears to be chanting in a panicked state. A few seconds later, they jump when they notice Link. I thought this could symbolize something, so I came up with a theory. According to the game, the definition of a Po is the spirit of a deceased being filled with pure hatred. It was Ganondorf who sent Jalhala to the Earth Temple to kill the Earth Sage, Laruto. Could they have been human at first and feel resentment towards Ganondorf after being turned into Poes? In the end, they were destined to carry out their purpose, killing anyone who'd interfere with Ganondorf's agenda. In the Earth Temple, there is a room where you clear the blue fog by shining light into both eyes of what it seems to be a Redead statue. Could the undead in this temple be looking for peace? As for the Sage Laruto, I believe she is related to Ruto, the Sage of Water from Ocarina of Time, due to the similarities in their names and the same race. But since Ruto is the Sage of Water, then why is Laruto the Sage of Earth? This could mean that the Earth Temple is located near Zora's Domain or Lake Hylia. If we take a look here, the Great Sea Chart and Hyrule Field map seem to perfectly match. Could the Earth Temple instead be the Water Temple? In conclusion, the Earth Temple may in fact be the Water or Shadow Temple. At the end of the game, both the Earth and Wind Temple are flooded because of Daphanes using the Triforce to flood Hyrule. This is hinted because of Maikar and Medley appearing on Tetra's ship in the end. In the end, there was no need for any sages, now that Ganondorf was defeated, along with the Master Sword resting at the bottom of sunken Hyrule forever. Hey guys, thanks for watching. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is a new series where I'm going to start doing Zelda theories from now on. I've been wanting to do this for years now and I've never really had the equipment, and then when I recently got it, I've just forgotten about it, and now that I just decided to take a feel for it, and honestly, it takes up a lot of time, but it's worth it in the end. And what I do on my channel is I do Let's Plays of Zelda games and mostly Nintendo, but I'm going to start feeling like more open up to theories now, relating to Nintendo, Pokemon, Zelda, Mario maybe not. But yeah guys, for now I'm just going to do Zelda, so if you guys have any ideas, jot them down in the comments below guys. So yeah guys, thanks for watching, and take care, and bye.